Hello, and welcome to the fourth ever episode of No Man's Sky Explorers podcast. Are you guys ready for this? Can't hear you.
We are so ready.
I'm never ready. I'm always ready. I swear.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Joelle.
And I'm recurring guest Dylan.
Forever recurring guest.
Forever recurring guest.
So right away, I just want to start off strong and thank everybody that's been helping us out the last week. First of all, we started the YouTube channel, and it has just blown up, like, more than our iTunes. Like, It's crazy. We got somewhere around 62 subscribers as we're recording this in 1 week. So, thanks, guys. That is awesome. It's already more popular than our SoundCloud and iTunes combined, so awesome.
Way more popular than we ever thought we were going to get. And
so, yeah.
Ridiculous amount of views.
And a lot of people commenting, and it's been a lot of fun. So, keep it up, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about now.
Yep, we also have a Twitter now, which has 6 followers. So,
Yay.
woohoo!
Wow.
I'm running that, and I know nothing about Twitter, so please bear with me if it's really horribly boring.
Yeah, she hashtagged. What did you hashtag last time?
I don't get hashtags, and
Something like that.
That's everybody's first tweet. To be completely honest, I don't get it.
I thought
feel
hashtags
like
were something official, and you didn't make them up. So.
Oh no.
Wow.
I don't know.
I never
They're all
used
over
Twitter
the place,
either, so I don't know why we were just
I'll be
under a
teaching.
rock.
I'm a Twitter pro. I'm a Twitter veteran here, so I'll be showing them the ropes. So don't worry
God.
about it.
I also wanted to thank everybody for the all the talk and questions and everything on the Facebook page. We have so much to talk about today. It's stupid. So sorry if this is an extra long episode. We're going to try to make it fast, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for giving us new things to talk about, and hopefully you guys will do it for us next week as well.
Yep.
Also, I want to give a shout out to another Patreon supporter we got as of the last week. Bad Girl 72 is what I will formally call you. Thank you so much. We got a pretty decent sized donation from, and really appreciate it. Hopefully we got more coming, but either way, not a big deal. Try not to be awkward about it. It's weird. Money. I hate talking about money. But seriously, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's very generous, and we really appreciate it.
It really is generous, and it's like when we get it, we're just having fun. So we really do appreciate it, supporting our media. So thank you for that. So right away, just to start off the show, other than just thanking you guys for things, I'd like to go straight into reviews.
Which I think is what the majority of this is going to be this week, since we have
no
so many reviews.
Reviews and questions.
Yes,
galore.
the questions that come
And
with the reviews.
I should explain this. We didn't know that we could switch the country of our iTunes account to see other reviews from different countries. So if you are not from, and quote this, if you are not from Canada, UK, or Australia, please message me to tell me that you put a review in, because it takes forever to switch between countries, and I'm just going to do those 3. But if you just let me know where you're from, I can grab it, because I'm not going to go through every country. So, and there was a couple people that did mention that they put in reviews from different countries, so thank you so much, because then I found out that was a thing. So, I appreciate it. So, who wants to do the first review here?
Wow,
don't all jump for it.
I mean, I guess I'll go to town here.
Okay.
All right, it's a short one, but it's a nice one. From Tucker Ham with 2
Trucker
M's.
Ham?
Trucker Ham. Can't even read today.
I read it the same way you did.
Trucker Ham with 2 M's gave us a 5-star. Really appreciate that. And it reads, the title is Awesome Podcast. I'm a huge fan of space sim games, and you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
That's that. So yeah, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Honestly, any little review like that is really nice. We super appreciate that, guys. So thank you so much.
It's uplifting, because you don't know what I've been through the last couple of days with this one negative review I got, which we'll get to, and I will cry on air. So,
He's been very bothered, screaming at night, nightmares,
He can't sleep.
fear of
Why
rejection.
do you do this to him?
it's hard being me.
Contemplates
But yeah,
his
we
existence.
absolutely appreciate you guys for all the awesome reviews you give us, so thank you for that. I guess I'll do the next one here. We got White Knight 95.
Oh, that name. That name's really good.
5-star review. Thank you very much. The title is Great Job. Very funny! Exclamation point. I'm glad somebody thinks so. It says, I love raw new podcasts like this one. The host goes off on hilarious tangents, which makes sense, but keep me laughing. More husband-wife trash talking. That's the best part. Thank you. He says, I feel like violent actions, i.e. shooting cargo ships or even that goat incident, cause such a swift death, which gives it a frustrating Dark Souls feel. My question is, would you guys prefer that non-NPCs players be marked, because I do. How do you feel about that?
Explain. Marked as in,
Well, right
now-
like, you can tell that they are
Yes.
a actual physical player. No.
Exactly, because right now they're not marked at all, and you wouldn't know unless you
Got
figured it
shot
out.
in the face.
Or just figured
Wouldn't it
it
be
out.
safe to assume it's a NPC?
I mean, for the most part, I feel like
Yeah.
it would be.
Pretty much.
Honestly,
But I would personally like them to be marked in some little way that you could be like, oh hey, there's a person over there I might have missed. I mean, I think it would be useful.
see, I think that they should not be marked, and I
I
get
like the
exactly
immersion.
what you. I agree. I like the immersion with it as well. I like the fact that I like how your comparison to the Dark Souls feel, where it's basically like you do not know whether or not. I mean, guess they. Are you being invaded or not? I mean, Dark Souls will obviously tell you that you're being invaded, but kind of the idea of like you don't know if they're real or not, and I think that is insane. That you could just straight up walk past a person, they could walk past you, no clue that that you guys are actual players. So you could go through the entire game, think that you've never seen a person, you've walked past 10 people. Highly doubt that number, but it could happen. Which I think is I honestly think that's really cool, and I personally like that.
Great option. Make it a toggle feature. Turn it on or off.
No.
See,
That
but
would
then-
ruin it too.
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah, I agree.
Because then some people could see it, some people don't. I'd rather that everybody not see it, because then that would also ruin the immersion for me.
It has to be the same way for
It has to be
everyone.
the same.
Everywhere has to be the same.
No
Gosh, does
discrimination.
this sound familiar?
All right. So let's get to the next review here. Anybody want to grab this one? I can do it.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay, from Letrus with a 5-star review. Thank you. Title, Good Podcast. Podcast was really fun. Didn't feel like an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know if this topic has been covered, more than likely, but I don't think Hello Games has confirmed/denied if there will be planets/moons crashing into other planets. I think it could be a cool feature seeing as the player base as a whole won't visit 99.9% of these planets out there. What are your thoughts?
I think you would be the best to answer this one, Ryan.
I agree.
I've actually talked about this before, and specifically this feature. Okay.
On the podcast?
No.
Okay.
I've seen it talked about on the Reddit before.
Okay.
I've heard
And then
you
I
rant
think
about
I've
this.
talked to Joelle about it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think that it shouldn't be a feature. So I mean, it's a cool idea. I absolutely do not think it's ever going to be implemented.
I can agree with that, yeah.
And I don't don't get me wrong, I don't think you're expecting it to be in the game. I think you think it's a cool feature just like I do. But I would warn people that think that this might be in the game and just tell them that it absolutely won't be. Just so people know that, because I feel like this might be one of those features that's like we were saying last week, that might be
Sleeper cell a little bit.
it's just not going to happen, and people shouldn't.
Just totally kidding. I was going the wrong way with that.
And I think people shouldn't get their hopes up for it, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it is a cool feature. And yeah, you're right that 99.9% of the planets won't be found, but what a waste, kind of. It would be a cool animation, though, to see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the procedural generation, I don't see a plausible way for them to make it work. Just understanding how procedural generation works now. I mean, it's hard enough to get the animals to touch the ground properly with the way they got things going. So, but yeah, it would be awesome to see, especially screenshot-wise, and just see the. Yeah.
What would happen if you're standing on that planet and another one's gonna crash into you?
That's kind of what I'm gonna be tying it back to. Yeah.
Neat.
And you know what? This type of thing, I mean, it doesn't. I doubt it happens in real life very often either. So it's not like something you'd
Oh, it
expect
does.
from even a space sim. But I think they've used that feature in a space sim before. I forgot what game it was. I think you could actually turn a planet into a space station and make it ram into stuff. I forgot what game that was. But that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I appreciate the question. It is really cool. I don't think it's probably ever going to be implemented, unfortunately.
Kind of would tie back to planets being destructible at the same time too.
Yeah.
A little bit with that, and probably not being able to do that.
But still, really cool. And thanks for the 5-star. We really appreciate it. So I'm going to grab this review that broke my heart here real quick.
Oh.
From Bradle 88.
He might actually cry when reading this. I
Yeah,
don't know.
let me just take this slow. Okay. 3-star review. All right, can we have a moment of silence, please?
Unlucky. That's just.
Okay,
We don't have time to waste.
He says, good content, but still finding itself. Host is very knowledgeable, yay! But a little annoying. Ooh, ouch.
I can agree with
wow,
you.
someone finds Ryan annoying? What? What is this brand new concept
This
I've
is
never
insane.
heard of?
I don't understand how this could happen. A lot of under-the-breath jabs at his co-hosts that are just not funny. Yes, I can agree with that.
I don't know,
I
man.
definitely do that a lot. I don't know if they're not funny.
It's kind of a more dry sense of humor.
You're an
but-
acquired taste, Ryan.
I do have a dry sense of humor, so some people might get turned off by that. He says, I would recommend a little more structure and prep work on what content you are going to talk about. We actually talked about this before we were reading this, and we respectfully disagree with you.
Those two do. I totally agree that we need more structure, but that is just my personality type.
I think we can find a happy medium.
The way I explained it is we do purposely set up the show the way we do it. We do purposely structure it to a point. We are reading from a piece of paper right now, but we set it up in a way that we can still talk about things organically and have conversations about them instead of we need to talk about these specific points with this thing. Because we feel like it's more fun.
This is the structure of our newscast.
The point is that this is something we do for fun.
Yes, agreed.
And if it's more fun that way, that's the way we're going to do it.
Exactly. We basically structure it as if we're having casual conversation between the three of us.
Because we literally are.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it breaks down to.
He says audio quality is good. Thank you. Somebody finally frickin' mentions the audio quality. I work really hard on it. Really hard.
He actually
we
does.
spent
He
we
really
spend an
does.
hour before the podcast setting up the audio every single time.
Very true.
So let us know if we ever have a bad one, because I will kill you. He says probably shouldn't threaten people on
I
it.
think we need to make a disclaimer for this
Yeah,
podcast.
Ryan.
I just worked so hard on it. It would
being
make me so mad.
sarcastic.
I'm glad that you mentioned
I
that because it's the
swear.
first time anybody's talked about it. He says, look forward to seeing this show grow. We appreciate that you're still going to listen even though you didn't like us as much as we'd hoped. So
And
thanks for that, man.
We still appreciate the review, even though it was a 3-star. We still are going to try to work for that the good old 5-star, and hopefully you can give it to us someday, even if you aren't too big of a fan of how we structure it. But we still
We
appreciate
hope that
it.
someday we meet your standards.
Just attempt to tune out Ryan. It gets easier as time goes on, and
Yeah, she's been with me for a
understand my
while.
pain. I sympathize with you here. That
Oh.
I want that structure.
We both sympathize with you on this one.
But yeah, we appreciate it. Even though a 3-star, we still appreciate the criticism. So, knew it was coming eventually. I'm surprised it hadn't happened sooner.
At least it's not 1 star. You know what?
Yeah,
we appreciate it
was
being a
fair.
3-star
It
instead of
was
a
very
1.
fair.
All right, who wants the next one?
I got you.
From
All
Canada.
right. From Kieran Dej, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. 5-star, and she's from the Canada. And title is The Only Place for Your No Man's Sky Fix, which that's awesome. I've been waiting and searching for a No Man's Sky podcast for a while now, so I'm thrilled that it has finally been started. And it's even more satisfying that it's not crap.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Glad it's not crap. Very informative, very interesting, and entertaining. I can see this being a hub for No Man's Sky in the lead up to the game's release and beyond. Great work, guys. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. P.S. I'm glad I'm not the only one with a Sean Murray obsession. Oh, you and Ryan would get along very well. I have a good feeling about that.
On the topic of Sean Murray obsession, Ryan, you want to talk about your dream a bit?
We probably shouldn't talk about that on air.
Now we're getting scandalous.
Let's just say that I don't know who I am anymore.
He's lucky I'm not a jealous wife.
I had a good dream. Let's just say that. All right, let's.
We really appreciate the review, and we appreciate the 5-star, and we appreciate that you think that we are going to be the hub for all No Man's Sky podcasty funness. So that's
And we
awesome.
appreciate you, Canadians, listening to the podcast. I like seeing people from other places other than the United States, so it's cool.
Yeah.
On to our next one from Aiden P66, another 5-star review, and from Australia. My favorite accents on Earth.
Yes.
Okay, title, Portal Discussion. Hey guys, been loving this podcast as I've been looking for my No Man's Sky fix in audio for to listen to at work for a while. I would love some Portal discussions because they certainly have me keen to walk through one of those bad boys as soon as I can find one. Love from Australia and can't wait for
June.
Oh.
It's a meme thing. I don't know if it's a meme, but on the Reddit, whenever people say June, they put J.
I thought you meant soon there.
It's straight to June. Oh, it's straight to meme.
Thank you,
It's a
and we
meme.
love you too from America here.
Yeah, thank you. Why I'm so interested in people from other places because I've never been anywhere, so it fascinates me whenever I see people.
I don't
from
think either of
the
us have been out of the country, Ryan.
No, we haven't. We need to get out of here soon.
Passports are
You
expensive.
have never left the country?
Nope, never.
Oh my god.
I was sheltered.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. I'm totally kidding. I'm
Oh.
absolutely.
The whole
kidding.
world is just on fire.
The
unless
whole world
it's not.
is literally burning to the ground outside of America.
Everybody wants to come to America.
America.
Well, Ryan, we should just go up to Canada someday.
We got
since we're close to the
McDonald's
border.
on every one of our blocks over here.
Yeah, we're pretty close to the border, so we should just head over to Canada.
Yeah, why not?
Go see some cool
So let's talk about
moose.
some portals. I actually have been meaning to talk about this for a while, and for
Yes,
some reason it
yeah.
hasn't come up. Do you know anything about that, Dylan?
So other than, I mean, what I've seen in the one video of you, I mean, okay, that was handpicked and very, very set for them to show, but I mean, they still showed it, of just the guy walking through a portal to another galaxy, another planet, who knows?
Let me answer those questions for you, Dylan.
All right, Ryan, hit me with it.
Because believe it or not, I know the answer.
All right.
Even Mr. 3-Star can agree that I'm knowledgeable. So,
He's never going to let that die.
I'm going to cry every day.
All right, portals,
Okay.
go!
So, the way Sean Murray explained it is that portals can generally lead closer to the center of the galaxy. And that, okay, you think about it this way. When you walk through the portal, you can't bring your ship with you. So, it will lead you to a planet that's closer to the center of the galaxy. So, you might find rare materials there, or you might find more dangerous wildlife and things like that. But you can't get off that planet. So, you have to walk back through the portal in order to...
So you can go
But
back
I
through
thought-
the portal.
But I thought every planet you can get off of. You can find the materials to get off that planet.
But you can only have one ship at a time. If you can't bring your ship through, you can't get off.
Just trash your other ship then.
What?
Just trash your other ship. Just crash it into the planet, go through the portal, and build yourself another one.
Well, you can't build... You have to buy ships in this game.
Just buy another one.
That's a good question. I wonder if you could just buy another one. There might be something that you...
But
not
if you
allowed to.
destroy your ship on that planet, what, do you respawn in space or on that planet? Where do you...
You wouldn't respawn because your
Well,
ship's trashed.
okay,
You're not
well,
dead yet.
I guess
So-
you have a point there. How am I trying
You're
to think of this
confusing
here?
me.
I'm confusing myself. I don't know why we're doing this
I
at
just
12:45
But
at
yeah,
night.
it is interesting. If you do walk through the portal into a planet that's closer to the center of the galaxy, I wonder if there's maybe no ships that are allowed to... Like, maybe if Sean particularly sets it
Not a
up so you're only
colonized
going to go
planet,
to a
yeah.
planet that's not colonized and there's no ships at. I wonder if that's set up that way so you can't get off that
I
planet.
feel like there'd be a limitation with that. You know, like, if you
Yeah.
get rid of your ship on one planet, you have to basically get it while you're still on that planet. You know, going through that portal won't allow you to get the other one. Or
You
might-
have to get your ship off the planet you destroyed on it. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, then what if
Something-
you destroyed your ship on a planet that isn't colonized? How would you get off the planet?
That's a really good question. Damn it.
Devil's advocate coming in strong here.
Man, this is a really hard question.
Maybe you just straight up can. Like, you can just, if you are lucky enough to find a portal, it's just a good old.
But maybe
a good
the problem is
old-fashioned
that you
shortcut.
lose all your upgrades in your ship and everything that you've been working so hard to get.
That's a good
Then you
point.
wouldn't
So
want
then you
to.
would
But
have
if
to
you're in a
work
race,
really
if you're
hard.
racing, or maybe that if you did that, you wouldn't have a strong enough hyperdrive to
That's what I was just
to,
thinking.
to
yeah.
go anywhere else, and that you'd have
So
to.
then you'd have to work all that time again to get a better hyperdrive.
You would
even
have to
get
walk
going.
right back through that portal, get a brand new ship, and start over upgrading.
Yeah, that would
I
be
don't know.
good.
It's a hard topic to understand.
I mean, it's,
I don't
it's
think we
something that's up
understand
in the
enough to
air.
even
Yeah,
begin
I
to
guess
guess
there
on
isn't
it.
enough to understand, but yeah, I'm excited because when I saw that portal, I actually go back to that trailer quite a bit because I'm like, they never talked about this ever again, and it's so cool.
All right.
So
Now here's an idea. You take your ship, you get going real nice and fast. All right. You turn it sideways and you fly it right through the portal.
Why not give it a try?
Perfect strategy.
Oh,
it's gonna work.
That would be pretty.
I should say that Sean has said that you have to solve a puzzle to turn on portals. So there will be puzzle mechanics in this game.
Do you have to like find like a portal gun?
No, like. And then you go to Shut up.
You gotta get the orange and you gotta get the blue.
Well, okay.
You're actually mad from that right now.
I'm not. I just lost my train of thought.
You're just mad at me for that one. Come on.
But yeah, that'll be cool because there'll actually be puzzles, and like
Yeah.
you can see it in
No,
the
no,
trailer
that's
that
cool.
there's like more structures around the portal,
Mhm.
so you can see that there could have been like a puzzle set up for you to do in order to open the portal. So that'll be cool because I'm a
some good
big
old,
puzzle fan. So.
Mhm.
Mirror's Edge
That will be fun.
platforming there.
Yeah.
All right, on to our next one, I think.
Okay. I'll take care of this one here.
Very
From
bottom.
Size NZ 5-star New Zealand,
Woohoo!
and Size did go out of his way to let me know where he was from and that he sent a review. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. His title is "No Man or Woman Should Miss." Get it with the "no man" right there, like he's
That's
teasing it.
That's
Yeah.
nice. He definitely teasing it real nice.
He
Or
says-
she's- I don't know.
He says, Ryan and Joelle bring the No Man's Sky news and discussion in a fun and informative way. Did you guys notice how I set up the reviews so that the bad one was in the middle so I could reinvigorate myself as we went?
There you go. I like it. That's
Good
cool.
job,
Good
dear.
job. Make yourself feel a little bit better.
They have a great... How do you say that word, honey?
Report?
Thank you. I'm not dumb. Awesome conversational style, and their excitement for the game shines through and gets me even more amped for its release. Plus, their accents are almost as alluring as Sean Murray's.
Oh.
All right, done with the podcast. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, bye.
You know, I actually was asking Ryan a few days before we got this. I'm like, do you think we sound cool to other countries? Because I think we just sound really lame.
Especially because
kinda
we
piggish.
have Wisconsin accents.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's-
very
so
strong accents
We're
for our
gonna
region.
enunciate our vowels real heavy like.
We also got a little bit of that Canadian there, don't you know?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Also, come on, why you gotta leave me out of the review, man? I mean, I am the all-time forever recurring guest, but come on, man.
You don't
I'm
count.
here too. I don't
Dylan doesn't count.
We're
I
gonna.
don't count.
You know what? I'm sure
I'm
it is
crying.
extended to Dylan here.
I- Nope.
Hey, look at
Nope.
the good thing.
I'm
The 3-star
crying.
review didn't have anything to do with you, so
The
you
New
were probably the best part
Zealand
of it.
people hate me.
That's true.
Oh, they
The
do
folks
not.
down under,
They specifically told me they hate you.
They
I
love
mean,
you.
I'm
Don't.
not surprised. How can you?
All right, let's continue on.
All right.
So,
Oh, is it my turn again?
well, yeah, we're moving on.
Sorry. Okay. Oh. Okay. This one's written a little different. From size. Right.
Ugh, good. Never mind. We're moving on to the question segment, honey.
Oh, is this a questions?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't.
Ryan, you
Why do I let
script
him
these
format
poor-
this?
I know. I'm sorry.
This is why I need to do
okay,
this.
in no way, shape, or form is at all Joelle's fault, and she's over there confused, and Ryan's like, "Figure it out."
I
And
thought
he
we were doing all-
scripted this the most horrible way.
I thought we were
he
doing all
possibly
reviews
could.
and questions.
Ryan,
Why are they
you are
separate?
literally the worst person alive, and I quit. I'm quitting. You don't pay me enough, and I quit. And we're
You're
done
absolutely
here.
right
And
that I
this-
don't pay you enough.
And this is why we brought Dylan on to support me.
And see, I'm just here to diffuse the relationship tension between these two.
He might
The
appear.
quite high one.
He might appear like a bully, Ryan, but when we're off the mics,
Oh my God.
I'm in control.
Joel,
Don't worry about it.
Joel runs this roost. Holy cow.
All right, on to our first
With
question.
an iron fist.
From
Wow.
God. From Size, our first question. This is actually something he sent me through Reddit, so it's going to sound a little out of context, but he says, "Hey, no problem," because we were already talking. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so don't have time for bad ones. Thanks, bro.
Ooh.
But I'm excited to add yours to my regular work commute playlist.
Thank you.
2 hours in traffic each day. I understand. I drive an hour and a half to work and an hour and a half back every day, so I feel your pain, man. He says, my question for the podcast is about the No Man's Sky Explorers community and sharing. I thought it'd be cool to see a little snapshot of everyone's home planet, maybe something like a screenshot of the view when you first drop on your home planet,
Just thinking
and
about
a small video clip, like a minute or so, showing off the planet's major features and wildlife. Do you have any plans for the community to be able to share their experiences in the game? Cheers.
That's an awesome idea. I like
That's
that.
actually really cool.
This is something that I kind of thought would come naturally when the game came out. Like, people would just post their stuff on the Facebook page, because I was planning on doing it as well. But I guess it is something we should address more forwardly.
yeah.
But, yeah, I want the Facebook page, and, I mean, you can do it anywhere that we have social media, but I would like the Facebook page to be a sort of hub where everyone can talk about their experiences. We are planning on changing some things and possibly adding a...
Basically, what we were thinking about doing, and this was actually recommended to us, and
We'll
might
read
be-
this soon,
Yeah,
actually.
we're actually going to read this soon, but possibly setting up basically a No Man's Sky Explorers group. So we would have our Facebook page that you would like and that we would post to and everything. And then we can actually set up a group, so a community group that it would be an open group and anyone could join, and that would be a little bit better of a hub to basically ask questions on, because if there's been questions that have already been asked, then the rest of the community will be able to be like, oh, go listen to this part of the podcast at this part, and they explain it there. Or you can just explain it then and there to them, but a really just good way and communication between the community, basically in a Facebook group, which would be really cool. So hopefully we're going to be setting that up pretty soon.
Because I'm going to be addicted to screenshots and video clips from the PS4, because I love that share button, so I'm going to be posting stuff every day, like 5 times a day probably, while I'm playing. Like, whoa, look at this alien, whoa, look at that, that's a planet. Anyway.
Wow, Ryan, it's a planet?
Procedurally generated!
You know, Ryan, he's
everything.
so into all this in space, and yet I feel like maybe about a week ago I asked him to tell me the order of the planets in our solar system from the sun. It was interesting.
Ryan, come on, man.
That's the funny thing, I don't know anything
Pluto
about
was
real
still a
space.
planet
you
when he
don't
said
even
it,
know
which
anything about real space.
maybe it's a little
this
personal.
Is the real space. No Man's Sky is real space.
So I put this in the question segment, but I just just to remember that it was there. Eric Palmer from the Facebook page says, just looked it up. Star Trek Enterprise had room for about 1,000 people.
So now
Thank
if we're going to
you
backtrack
pointing
for
that out.
something, thousands upon thousands of people are on this ship.
Shut up, Dylan.
Now, does this sound closer, or does, a couple hundred, maybe like 500, 600, which sounds a little closer, Ryan? Which sounds closer, Ryan?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Dylan
Say
on
it.
this one.
Say it. Say I'm right.
All right, on to the next question.
Oh, my God.
Oh my.
Thank you for that, by the way. We
We are so lazy. We didn't even do
appreciate
one
that.
quick Google search, so thank you.
All right, on to Doug Smith. Great podcast. I hate to punch holes in your theory that the player is actually a sentinel, but as near as I can tell, sentinels can survive without oxygen and in extreme temperatures.
You shut up, Doug.
That is a really
Maybe
You shut
they
up.
great
just
point.
have upgraded their suits really heavily.
I'm thinking that it's like the
clever,
Atlas
I like
creates different types of robots to do certain things, and the type of thing that we are happens to be more of an organic nature.
But if you can create something that wouldn't need that type of stuff, wouldn't you just go the easy route? And
Maybe they needed us to feel certain things for what experiment it had doing to us or something. I don't know.
But why would the Sentinels kill their own kind, man?
I don't know any better, man.
I think he has a really good point.
No, that's actually a very valid point.
That's
yeah,
punches
thanks,
a big
Doug,
hole
for
in
ruining
it.
every good thing in our life.
You basically proved Ryan wrong, and he can't stand that, so he's just gonna say
He's
that
never
you're
wrong, though.
You're extremely wrong.
It wasn't really my main theory, but that's a good point that we mentioned that last week, and that does poke a pretty big hole in it. So, and especially now since temperature is a lot more important thing in the game mechanics,
Definitely.
it makes a lot more sense.
Cool acid rain planet as well.
Ooh, blobs.
Weather.
Do you want to grab this next one?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Grant Buell?
Buell.
Buell. Thank you. I'm god awful with names. Grant Buell. Good job on the podcast so far. I have a question that might be cool to discuss. What kind of technologies do you think you can create in the game for your suit, weapon, and or ship beyond what we've seen already? I don't know. I guess what have we seen?
Okay, so you can put grenade mods on your main weapon, your
Right.
multi-tool. I wouldn't call them grenade mods, but they let you like landscape and stuff.
Landmines.
Yeah,
well, I know exactly. Yes.
You can shoot different types of projectiles. Like you can have a stream of lasers, or you can shoot lasers kind of like bullets.
Okay.
What else have we actually seen? Suit upgrades. I know that he's mentioned. I don't know if jetpacks you're going to come with, or you have to upgrade. You might have to upgrade it.
Probably upgrade up soon.
Or you have to get one first.
Mhm.
And I think he's mentioned that you can upgrade your suit to go underwater for longer.
Ooh.
And then you have to also upgrade your suit for different temperatures better.
Certain planets, like toxic planets.
Oh, we should mention how the inventory system works.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
I pretty much got this down
is a really
to a T.
important. Yeah, that Ryan actually solved this equation.
And
quite
I
nicely.
put some pieces together. I think, and they have for some reason I've not mentioned this game. I think Sean is a big fan of Out There. It's a game called Out There, in quotations. You can get it on iPad. You can get it on Steam, any tablet, whatever. It's on app stores and Google Store and all that kind of stuff. I recommend you guys check it out. It's pretty cheap and it's a pretty interesting experience if you want to play it. I played it a while back for a short amount of time, and then as soon as I heard about the language stuff being added into No Man's Sky, I'm like, they just stole that from Out There. And then they added the inventory system, totally stole it from Out There. Not saying they stole it, it's just a game mechanic, and I think it's awesome, so I'm glad that they're adding it. But basically, Out There has a language that you learn throughout the game, and you learn words, like one word at a time, just like you would in No Man's Sky. So that was something I'm like, oh, that's so cool that they're adding it into No Man's Sky. Secondly is the inventory system in Out There. Basically, how Out There works is that you have a ship, and your ship has a certain amount of slots. So let's say like 8 slots. Every type of system that you have in your ship takes up a slot. So if you want to, let's say, have a certain type of hyperdrive, or if you just to have a hyperdrive, that's a slot. If you want to have a mining rig on it, that takes up a slot. Different things take up a slot. And then on top of that, if you want to hold materials in it, those stack up to 20 and take up a slot. So you have to kind of balance how many things you want to be able to carry versus how many systems you have.
Sounds a little like the faster than light system.
Very similar. Very similar.
Sort of.
Very similar.
But
I
not-
just realized what you were
Not
talking
quite, but
Because it has a whole
General
inventory
idea.
system.
Yes.
Now, from what I've seen from No Man's Sky, not only did they add the language thing, which I think there's going to be 3 different languages, which I don't know for sure yet, but the inventory system looks exactly like that. Now, and something else I saw that was really cool is when you actually see him in his suit inventory and a couple of other inventories, you can see, like, there's this many total boxes, and only 8 of them are like you're able to push on, and it seems like it's random which ones are on, and I think that depending on what suit you have, because everything's procedural, you have a certain amount of available slots for you until you upgrade to a whole new suit.
You only have a certain amount of pockets, all right? You only got like 4 pockets on this suit, but I mean this one's got like 12 pockets. You got deep ones.
Yeah, and then you have to balance what systems you have in your suit versus what you are holding in your suit, like inventory wise.
Could a certain system take up more slots in
Possibly,
your suit?
and certain systems can have adjacency effects. Like if you put this system next to this system, it could affect it.
Oh my god!
So there's going to be a very interesting inventory system that I'm very sure is going to work that way.
That sounds.
And not only that, you have 3 different inventory systems because you have your suit inventory system, your weapon inventory system, and your ship inventory system.
Which is really cool.
Which is really cool because you can put mods in your weapon, and all kinds of stuff, and they all affect each other. So there's going to be a lot of inventory management in the game. So
does that mean that your ship only has a certain amount of pockets too? Then.
Yes.
All right. I like it.
And I'm guessing that cargo ships have more pockets.
Ooh. That's actually no. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I wonder what. So like you have like a weapons ship. It probably has limited, slots for things. Right. But it's like packing more firepower and certain other things. But then you get a nice cargo ship or a science ship or something like that, and you got deep pockets.
Or maybe the fighter ships have more horizontal space instead of vertical space, and all the weapons are a certain amount of space is horizontal, whereas the amount of things for hyperdrive upgrading and exploring ship would be vertical, so explorer ships have vertical space, and cargo ships just have a lot of space.
Oh my god, that's
See what
actually
I'm saying? And now I don't think it'll work in
that.
that way, but I think it's a good idea to have a way to make it work.
I think that's very cool.
That's really cool.
I should make games.
You've tried.
I've
tried and failed.
up.
The spiders were oddly about 5 times larger than the elephants, but
God, from a gameplay perspective, the spiders are supposed to be. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think that they are really hitting it on the mark for gameplay mechanics when it comes to the ship.
That's
now to answer his question of what things we might see in the game that have not been shown yet. You have no idea all the things I've thought of. Play out there because they have some amazing systems for your ship that you can install, and I think there's going to be a lot of cool things that you can install in your ship. Like maybe you'll be able to make your ship more maneuverable in different ways, or different, and it's not including like weapons for your ship. We've barely seen them.
Let alone weapons for your own character.
Yeah.
Like what kind of things? Because we've only seen like basic little shooter pistols. Like, who knows if honestly, you could get on like Borderlands like level of weapons. Like you could get that.
And
level
if it's
of
and he says that the weapons are procedural, the ships are procedural. Maybe the upgrades are procedural too, to a point. That'd be cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm really hoping, and I'm a sucker for this. I'm a sucker for rarity systems. I love it when they have colors on things, and I can recognize that they're more rare.
Epic, legendary.
Yeah, like you you kill that sentinel, and all of a sudden, like this giant orange beam opens up to the sky, and the clouds part. It's like, oh, legendary grenade,
ancient legendary Durbler Mawarbler grenade.
We play a lot of Durbler over here.
We do. Play
Diablo 3 for those who are not understanding.
We got a little bit of a running joke with the.
Yeah, we call it Durbler. But I'm a real big sucker for rarity systems, even if it doesn't directly affect stats. I like to know that thing is harder to get, and I got it. So I'm hoping they add a rarity system somewhere in there. That'd be cool, but they don't have to.
And it's entirely.
And they might not, just to make sure you don't really know what's rare or not.
That would be. I think that would probably end up what it's being. But I know that for a fact they would be able to because it's been done by Borderlands.
Right.
Like their weapon system to an extent is procedural. So
right,
I wouldn't be surprised. And you do know whether something is like legendary or epic or whatever. I forget their grading system, but rare, common, stuff like that.
Yeah, but yeah. That I think the inventory system is going to be awesome. I really like it in Out There. So, guys, if you really want to know what I'm talking about, if you're not understanding what I mean, go play Out There. It's like $5 on the App Store if you want to try it out, or in Steam. So, yeah, seriously, play that game. It's fun. Where are we now? I get so into that. I only have 1% battery.
Okay.
You're in charge.
All right, I'm running the show now. All right. So we just finished up. We are on Max Pierce. Max Pierce's question. You want to take this one?
Sure.
Cool.
He says, this is a good page to catch... 1 second. Sorry.
I know I'm right.
I'm sorry.
Don't question. I'm running the show. Don't question
You think
me.
they were married instead, huh?
I mean, don't tell Jordan.
I'm fine with it. I've accepted it.
He says, this is a good page to catch the main news for the community and for the podcast. But I think it might be a good idea to create a Facebook group to have discussions.
This is what we were talking about before.
So we, the community members, can fill in new members' questions if they have already been asked. I'm sure a lot of people also use Reddit, but I find that No Man's Sky subreddit a little off-putting, and I don't know why. I understand that feeling, just so you know, and I also don't know why. Because it's Reddit, and it's slightly dangerous. Let me know what you think. Maybe ask the rest of the group. We have talked about it a little bit already before the show, and we'll hopefully be implementing it soon. I think it's a good idea.
I agree. And I can don't get me wrong. I love Reddit, and I love the subreddit for No Man's Sky because there's a lot of interesting things on it. It's just there tend to be people. It's either this game's gonna be amazing or you guys are overhyping this game way too much. It's gonna suck.
I just think it's a
one or the other.
slightly unhealthy community.
I agree.
And I think we could definitely foster a more healthy community on our own page.
Basically, we're better than everyone else.
We are the best at everything.
You should love us. So, moving on.
Thank you for that.
Thanks,
because we did not have that idea before, so thank you very much.
So yeah, well, we're definitely going to be planning on implementing that very soon.
All right. Next, we have one from Josh Miranda. I think this could be a good question for the podcast. Do you think there will be a black hole or wormholes? If so, how would they act? I appreciate what you guys are doing here. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you.
All right, No Man's Sky Wiki.
No information on that yet. I think Sean may have mentioned that there's a black hole at the center of the galaxy, but that may be false. So I'm not going to say yes or no on that.
Do you think we could run into them not at the center, but just randomly throughout the galaxy?
Well, that would be...
I don't know if we'd run into black holes, but I feel like we could definitely run into wormholes. Because I guess, to my understanding, a black hole is just an infinite void that sucks in everything that we, even as human beings, have literally no clue what's on the other side of it. But we do know that a wormhole is basically just a portal.
Well, we do know what's on the other side. Well, if you just watch Interstellar.
Okay, true. Very true. Phenomenal movie. Watch
Interstellar.
Literally
Please
one of my favorite movies.
If you are into No Man's Sky, watch Interstellar.
Oh my god.
So good. Anyway, I'm sorry. We're
big fans of that movie. It's so good. Oh my god.
But it would be cool, and I think, you know what? It's one of those features that I feel like Sean snuck in there, and we'll just find it when we're playing and be like, what? This is in the game?
And then Sean ends up being right.
I almost feel like it's a... What?
Sean, it's going to probably end up being right when we actually figure out what black holes do.
Yeah, but, yeah, I feel like it's one of those features that he probably would put in, like, if, not saying I know Sean that well, but if I were making the game, that would definitely be a feature I'd want to put in it, and he probably already had it in the game from the beginning. So I think that there's probably are going
for a space game of this level, I would be surprised. And then wormholes, I mean, that's honestly already been basically
there's portals.
Shown. There's portals, which essentially is a wormhole.
Yeah. If that technology exists, why wouldn't they put
exactly
other forms? So
if something has already basically harnessed
it obviously wouldn't be crossing the line for them.
Exactly. And for those who don't know, a wormhole is basically it's like the portal is. You literally are going from one point in space, and you're just kind of folding it in half, and you're just putting the places closer together and just walking through it.
If you watch Interstellar, they do a really basic scientific explanation of it.
Why are you staring at me when you say this, Ryan?
Basically,
I always stare at you.
You just have to go watch Interstellar, and you'll understand everything
You'll
about
understand
space
everything about the universe.
And all things.
Fair warning, it is very sad.
It's
not that
it's
sad.
Not,
it's very hopeful.
Oh my...
Don't talk about it anymore. We're not going to spoil it.
It's sad.
It's not sad. Just go watch it.
Right, if any of that happened to you, would you not be sad?
Can you stop? No, stop it. You're going to spoil it.
You would be sad.
You shut up.
No, you shut up.
Dumbledore dies!
Well, if you watched the last episode, you already knew that. But all right, let's continue.
Wait, I already spoiled that.
Gosh,
darn it.
You suck at spoiling things. Scott says, what features would you guys like to see that have not been confirmed already by Sean? All right, let's try not to be too hypey about this. Like, I don't know.
So when are we getting our entire planets made up of a giant, massive city? It is the entire planet is a city, and it's going to be great, and there's NPCs everywhere.
How about instead we get a synthetic planet?
I would love to see that.
A man-made planet.
Yeah.
And then we go and blow up a couple other planets.
Well, I would like to have
call it a Star Destroyer.
Planet destruction weapon. I don't know why everybody wants to have that.
Come on, man. You just want to blow some stuff up, okay? I enjoy exploring stuff as much as the next guy. But when I can watch something burn at my hands, I gotta do it. I gotta respect it, and I gotta be like, I love you, and I respect you, and I enjoy you, and I appreciate you. But I'm gonna have to burn you down.
Is he safe to have in our house?
I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna have to burn you down. Sorry. Like, come on, you got it. How do you not have the overwhelming urge to just blow up a planet?
Nobody has that. Because there are plenty of games that have done that before, and I've already gotten that out of my system. So
Yeah, I can kind of agree.
there are a lot of features you guys want that are already in games like Spore. If you ever want to try that out,
Such a fun game.
it is a good game. Whether people complain about it or not, it is a fun game. Just saying. Because you can do a lot of these things in Spore. And guess what? There is a secret at the center of the galaxy in Spore as well, if you want to experience that. Just so you know, I've been there, I've seen it, you should try it.
Been there, done that, you know.
If you guys need a fix before No Man's Sky, there are plenty of games to give you that fix. But I've just played them all. Most of them. But yeah, features that I'd actually like to be seen in the game. Man, there's just so many things in this game I already have. Like, there's a reason I'm so into this game. Like, it has so many features that I want that I don't usually think about things.
There's got to be so many other features.
I'm sure there's things that once I play the game, I'll realize are in it, and I'm like, I'm really glad these features are in it, but I'm not thinking of right now.
I think for me, one really cool thing, if on the off chance you randomly, or I guess not randomly, if you go out of your way and find another person, I would really like it if you could have multiple person ships, or if you could get massive freighter ships to transfer unbelievable amounts of cargo, things along those lines. If you end up being like a really big trader, that's what you want to do. Or you can just have full raid parties and just go and just hunt down ships and just destroy
I'm sorry,
them and
you
things
mean
like
go sit on a planet and mine minerals?
I mean, yes. But no, I just think it would be cool if you did end up finding a person and seeing them, if you could at least be able to somehow do something with them. Like go on the same ship together, fly in the same ship together, do things together. I know there's going to be, you can run into other people. I really hope there's going to be something more to be able to do with another person rather than just, oh, that's cool, I found somebody. That's like impossible to do, but I found somebody. I just wish for the few times that it is going to happen, or like, you know, if someone, you know, ends up, you know, doing it and people are finding each other and stuff like that, I just wish there was just something to do at least. Like, does that make sense? I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I would like for a feature to be in the game.
I've been thinking really hard the entire time he's been talking about things I want. I still haven't thought of anything.
Ryan just loves this game, too.
I do. I really like it.
What
I wouldn't be making a podcast about it if I didn't love it already.
That's true. What about you, Joel?
I mainly go back to, you know, the big cities, you know, just having one
You guys are so lame.
densely populated planet.
It would be cool.
It would be cool to just see how it would, you know, just even be designed.
It doesn't
you know?
have to be in the game. It just would be cool.
It would be cool, you know? It doesn't have to have anything special you can do there. It would just be cool, okay?
I have nothing.
There's.
Oh,
It's hard. That's a hard question.
what if they all
That's a
shown
good
ships
question.
doing? I was just curious because there's something I thought I might like to do.
What?
Oh, I was thinking, you know, when we've talked about ships, we've talked about them, you know, being able to, you know, well, how they work in space, basically, you know, fighting, transporting cargo, blah blah blah. It'd be cool if you could get your ships to mine for you in a sense with an upgrade, you know, like
You can mine asteroids.
with your ship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. You see, I'd like to be able to, you know, have my ship to be able to do some sort of function on a planet or asteroid for me.
See,
I'm sure you can probably already destroy the ground with them.
that would be really cool.
You see,
I
that
like
seems
idea.
basic to be able to destroy.
But
the
I've never
ground,
seen it happen.
But
So maybe it isn't in the
But,
game.
you know,
That would
like,
be.
you know,
That would be cool.
you could, like, you know, like wildly here soar across the planet, find a species you hadn't found yet, and let you know about it, or you know, something
Maybe that all the
bizarrely
ships have an
cool.
AI that talks to you.
like Siri.
Like
Oh,
Thalia?
that'd be fun.
Like what?
Like Thalia?
What's that?
The AI from the.
From the what?
I'm sad right now.
What?
From the incredible true story, man. Come on.
Oh,
Never mind.
we're not gonna talk about
We're
it on
not
the
talking
podcast,
about
are
it,
we?
man.
All
Whatever.
right. Can we agree we're ready to go to our next question?
I think we can.
Okay.
I think we can.
All right.
God, man.
Best friends
All
forever.
right.
It's something like that.
So,
Raymond? I
yeah,
think?
yep, that's next one.
I can grab this one.
Okay.
Raymond Wallace, Jr. Will No Man's Sky be online all the time, like Destiny and The Division, or will it have an offline mode? Would love to play this game when it comes out, but I live out in the country area and can't get good internet without paying a lot of money. Thanks, I really like the podcast. Can't wait to hear the next episode. So, I think we've talked about this
Should
a
we
little bit.
spoiler cast? Should we just spoiler warning? Guys, spoilers. There is an offline mode. You're welcome.
Oh.
Done.
Well, There we go. So it technically, everything is online, and when you do go back to online, it does upload all of your discoveries to the Atlas, if I'm
Right.
correct.
If you play offline, next time you go online, it'll upload what you did.
So the offline version is still the same
You could
galaxy
be playing.
you're
I'm
in.
assuming it
And then
works
you
in the way that if you're playing
down.
online and your internet crashes, you'll still be able to play. You just can't be connected to the Atlas.
But it is the same galaxy. You're not
Yep.
going... Okay.
Yep, and you probably won't. I mean, the rare chances that you come across somebody that have destroyed some type
And-
of terrain, you probably won't see it.
And
then.
just to help out new people to the hype train here, this is a confirmed feature. This is not us speculating. It's absolutely confirmed. There is an
There is an
offline mode.
offline
Sean
mode, yep.
specifically said it. So millions of times. So we're good to go on that. So, and I really appreciate an
Yep.
offline mode, even though
That's
I generally have really good internet. I like to be alone.
I feel your pain about living in the country. I grew up in the country, and Brian, what is it that my parents' house
1 meg?
gets? Yeah, we get 1 meg, and anytime anybody uses it, it drops by 50%. So if
Yep.
somebody's downloading a 5-minute YouTube video, you know,
That hurts my heart.
you can't watch Netflix at that place.
I don't know how the heck your brother plays online games over there.
I don't know.
King of 1,000 constantly.
I think that does happen,
future.
honestly.
Oh, here.
No, you're fine. All right, moving on.
I'll take the next one. I'll take the next one.
Oh my God, we got Jakey Boy from Steak Farm.
Yeah, from Jake from State Farm, Holthouse? I don't know.
Holt House.
I don't know. He says, once No Man's Sky launches, will you guys create a YouTube channel showing your own gameplay? First of all, we already have a YouTube channel. Just saying.
YouTube.com/No Man's Skies Explorers. So.
Isn't it like /user or something?
Okay.
/user
Anyways,
No Man's Sky
it's called No Man's Skies.
Just
No Man's
Google
Sky
No Man's Sky
Explorers. Just
yeah.
come and watch. Yeah.
But yeah, we absolutely already have a YouTube channel, but let's continue here. Showing your own gameplay. We have been talking about this quite a bit.
This is a little bit of spoilers to our own plan here, but it's in the works.
Yeah, we're just trying to structure it right now.
It definitely is in the works. I think we'll have more of a concrete answer probably next week.
I would really love to know if there was crossplay so we could have a really concrete answer, to be honest.
Which would be nice. but-
Otherwise, we're just going to have Dylan buy a PS4 and I'll have to buy an extra one.
Okay.
Jeez. Well, there goes that 55-inch TV you wanted, Ryan? Or
Yeah,
what
there
it
it
is?
goes. Out the drain.
I actually can confirm I will be streaming this game, and I will be, for myself at least, I will be posting my videos to the YouTube channel as well, and I will be streaming on my own personal Twitch. I will be streaming the game, so you guys can come watch me play the game and be absolutely terrible at it.
Yeah, and I will maybe Twitch. Otherwise, I will definitely be posting snippets of gameplay onto the Facebook page, at least, for sure. And me and Dylan are possibly considering doing, possibly with Joel as well, doing a little, maybe a collage or maybe full gameplay of our journey to find each other in the game.
I was gonna say, I want to make more of a journal type thing along the way.
That's cool.
Writing video clips, make it look like an explorer's journal along the way
That's actually
to,
really
add some weird artsy feel to all this.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. But yeah, hope maybe I guess we'll kind of have to see, especially with the cross console play, because I play on PC. Ryan's gonna be playing on PS4, so we're gonna kind of see how that works. I'm hoping it is. I doubt they would make two versions.
Otherwise,
of the
it
game.
will be very annoying.
But hopefully we'll be able to find each other in this big universe, because that's all anyone really wants.
I just want to find my friends. Then also, Jake says maybe having your audience questions being interactive with your video. On Twitch that would work. People could ask you questions
Yeah.
while you play, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
can you try this for me?" Or because people that
You
can't
know.
play the game would like to know how some things work, so that'd be fun to do.
That'd definitely be nice.
So yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. He also says another question is, will your podcast be spoiler free, or are you going all out with spoiler warnings before the show?
All right, so spoiler alert right now. We're gonna spoil our spoiler alerts. Spoiler alert. I think you can.
Yeah, we've decided on this already. The way we've decided to do it, considering spoilers like gameplay mechanics that maybe you didn't know about until you start playing the game, that you don't want to know about until you play the game, we will consider those spoilers, as well as obviously if you're watching us play it, that's a spoiler. So don't be dumb.
You understand that. You understand that the game's probably gonna be spoiled for
Right.
you if you're watching gameplay.
But we will, when it comes to like Center of the Galaxy and certain gameplay mechanics that you purposely were not supposed to know until you played the game, what we plan to do when we start discussing the game once it comes out on the podcast is we plan to have two separate discussions of the podcast. The beginning of the show and probably most of the show will be talking about things that aren't spoilers, and a little bit of our journey without spoiling anything. And then we will have a spoiler warning on the tail end of the show, so we can say bye to everybody who doesn't want to, participate with the spoilers, and then we can continue the show talking about all the spoilers. So
Sounds like a good plan.
so I want to try to appease both audiences.
Without ruining it for
Without
everybody.
ruining it for
exactly.
anybody. Yeah. So
Even though it's going to be ruined.
I almost was
for
going to
most
say
people.
no spoilers originally, but I think this is probably the best way to go because people are going to want us to discuss like the center of the galaxy and things like that. So we will definitely do that. Hopefully we all get there around the same time. So we don't spoil it for each other.
I'm beating everybody. I'm going to be number one.
Hey, I'm the stay-at-home mom. I can do this all day
That's
long.
true.
Plus Dylan's going to be like flipping his ship over and spinning through portals.
I am going.
Freaking hacker.
Oh my god! You don't even know what the crazy crap I'm gonna be trying to do. Like it is gonna be like. You think I'm joking when I say I'm gonna try to do like fly my ship
We have
sideways
not
through a
seen
portal?
any ships accidentally hit things yet. I can't wait to see what
Ooh.
happens.
Ryan, you'll be the first.
It is. I'm gonna
I
try.
have plenty
some
of practice
real,
with Elite Dangerous.
I'm gonna be doing some real stupid stuff, but it's gonna.
You should see all the people on the subreddit that are talking about first thing they're going to do is fly straight into the sun.
Why
It's
not?
going to take a really
I mean,
long time to do.
Yeah, remember that ship you just built? Yeah, or just bought? Guess what? You got to buy a new one now.
Straight up game over. You can never play again. Deletes
You know what?
it from your hard drive.
if you're not going to do it right away, you're not going to want to do it any other time when you're more upgraded. So just do it right away.
I mean, that's fair. Like, kind of
I
like I
think that'd
said,
be
I just
fun.
wanted to, like, shoot a
Or
bunch
just
of things
watch
and
YouTube.
then die.
Yeah.
That too.
So
Watch me do
You know, I
something
was thinking
stupid.
about when you said that you wanted to shoot a bunch of things and then die right away at the beginning because you wouldn't lose anything.
But
But I think it actually
I don't
would-
know what you're talking about.
I think it actually would affect your standing
Yeah,
with certain
probably.
races. Just saying, because there's that.
And the Sentinels will just hate me forever.
Yep. So I think we pretty much hit everything on the list, right?
So yeah, I think
There
we
are
kinda-
more things to talk about though. There's some new Facebook stuff we have to check.
Of course.
Can you pull it up on there?
No.
Um,
But never.
I remember there was at least two other things we had to check.
There's 2 new posts or comments, right?
believe so. Give me just half a second here.
I'll
Pull up the
entertain them.
video
I'll
post.
entertain them here. Let me do it.
Oh.
We'll do a
real-
transition, okay?
Real sensual.
Guys, we're doing a transition.
Just kidding. I got it ready. You don't
No,
have to
I
listen
want
to
to do
Ryan.
the transition.
Okay, do your
Nobody
transition.
wanted to hear the transition.
Give me the transition.
Facebook time.
Okay, nope, we're done. All right. And oh my god, I don't even know why I even let him. Okay, so question time from Joshua Robin Damon. First question. He has 3 questions here for us. Do you think there will be fall damage? And I think this can tie back into suit upgrades.
Yeah, this is a good question. I'm wondering if they're going to straight up have no fall damage, and that your jetpack is just used to get you to higher places or whatever. Because I don't think I've seen any fall damage.
But have they ever jumped off anything huge?
That's the thing. Like, I can understand a little bit of, like, you know, you're up, like, 2 or 3 stories and you don't take fall damage. Like, I guess I can understand that. But if you're up if you're up a mile in the atmosphere and you just fall straight down, like, you try to hop out of your ship just straight up in the atmosphere and you fall right to the ground, are you just going to have, like...
If you would
Special
create this
combat legs
game,
or, like,
would you
what?
have fall damage? If you created the game?
Yes.
Yes.
And an upgradable system to help fall damage?
Yes.
Okay, I agree with you, because I would do the same thing if I made the game, so they probably will include fall damage. I think most people
Why,
would
are you
want that.
Sean? Are you secretly Sean?
I am Sean.
Okay. This is what Sean sounds like with a American accent.
Yes.
So everyone knows.
He sounds like this.
No, I think it would. I mean, especially again, relating it back to like how hard the game is going to be.
Yeah, there's no way.
I
Since they
would-
talked about difficulty.
Yeah.
yeah.
If they're relating the difficulty to Dark Souls, then
Or
I
even compare it to
highly
other
doubt-
survival games. There's always fall damage in
Yeah,
survival.
Yeah.
I would highly doubt there wouldn't be fall damage.
Okay, I think we pretty much figured that out. We might be wrong, but I think most likely there will be fall damage.
Oh, we're right.
We are right.
You can take this as fact. This is canon. This is all true.
Sean told me in a dream.
Yep.
Oh my.
He came to Ryan in a dream and told him everything.
He did.
I think we're going to make him a
Everything
doctor's
procedure.
appointment
Oh
soon.
my god. Oh my gosh. All right, second question. If crossplay is happening, how do you think it will happen? Kind of ties back into our possibility of finding each other.
I think if they decide to do it, they're probably going to have just one server that everyone plays on.
I agree.
I think that's
And
the only
there
way they
is
could do it.
ways to, and it has been done before. Crossplay
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
possible, has been done before, and I don't think it would negatively affect. You're not looking for leaderboard standings. You're not looking for anything. I don't think
Wouldn't that
being
not be that hard to implement?
playing on a piece, playing on with a mouse and keyboard versus playing on a controller. You're not gaining or losing anything, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that they have... I hope that they have a lot of anti-cheat software,
I
For
highly,
PC?
I agree.
maybe for PS4 as well.
I think it would be very hard to cheat the game.
I think they're gonna set it up in a way that it would be
I
very, very
sure
hard.
hope so. I don't want
Yeah.
multiplayer to be something that is like immediately like ruined at the beginning of launch. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like
hoping
Dark
that
Souls
too.
3 had a lot of problems with
Mhm.
multiplayer right away. So yeah, most likely it'll just be one big server if they decide to do it that way. Otherwise, they'll probably have two separate servers. And because it's PS4 and PC, we've already seen that type of crossplay happen before. Usually, Microsoft is the only one that has a problem with it. So we shouldn't have any legal problems with it.
Hopefully.
Because I mean, like me and Joel play Final Fantasy 14, and that has PS4, PS3, and PC crossplay. So they have no problem doing that. And the only reason they didn't come out with that game on 360 and Xbox One is because Microsoft didn't want to play nice with everybody. So I don't think they'll have an issue because it's Sony and PC exclusive anyway. So
So hopefully, I think it's more likely than not there's going to be cross-console play, but I mean, there's a chance.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy a
0
lot
out
of
of 10
PS4s.
never playing the game ever again if it doesn't have cross-console.
Why not just build another PC, Ryan?
Oh, because that's so much fun to do again.
Nice and cheap and easy. All right, third question here. How are you going to play No Man's Sky? Straight to the center and gather what you can to get there, or just take your time and explore and get to the center eventually?
I'm definitely leaning more towards the second one.
I think mine would be a very 50-50 mix of the two. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way, like, super, unless there's something really, really interesting. But at the same time, I'm not just going to skim by planets until I'm about, empty, concise, but still exploring.
I agree.
I'll probably get really impatient once I get really upgraded.
You will.
And then like, all of a sudden I'm going to have like a lot of upgrades and I won't know what to do with myself. I'm like, okay, now I'm just going to go just spend the next 16 hours jumping nonstop until I hit the center.
That is exactly what
I get impatient, so that's probably what I'm going to do.
For me, I feel like I'm gonna take it at the pace at which I can take it. Like, I'm not going to speed run it. I'm not going to go out of my way, find the easiest way to get to the center fast as possible. I mean, I'm still going to do stupid stuff like fly my plane sideways or fly my ship sideways through portals. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like I'm just going to kind of take it at the speed that I'm playing the game. Like, I'm not really going to super try hard mode activate and like beam it, like beeline it for the center. But I'm not going to just like sit in individually every single planet. I'm just going to map it out across the entire continents and everything. Spend a year to do that on every single planet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it slow. I'm gonna just kind of take it at my own pace. I feel like.
I like your question because it gets me so freaking hyped to the game just to think about how I'm going to play it. So thank you for that. I will not sleep tonight.
Honestly, I forget that there's, the whole get to the center of the galaxy goal. And it's
There's
just
just
to me,
so
it's
much to this game.
It's just
that
like, just try to figure it out first.
I'm excited. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
We're getting... how many more weeks do we have?
Okay, well, it's coming out on the
21st of next month?
21st of next month, so... Let me
Do some magical math.
Let me whip
About
out my
43
calendar.
days till it comes out.
That's a lie. She's lying.
I agree. She's lying.
No.
Definitely sooner.
20
June-
I'm
plus
kidding.
20...
I was going to say, because I have it kind of on our calendar when we move. Or, well, we can start moving.
41 days.
I was close!
Almost 42 was yesterday. Gosh darn it. 41 days. Well, I mean, it is 42. Today is totally Tuesday. It's not Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my god,
I
it
swear.
is Wednesday, huh?
Yeah,
Oops.
Jesus.
We're it's past my bedtime. Don't tell my mom.
Yeah. We've been doing this later and later. I don't know what's wrong with us. Sorry if we sound less awake this time. But yeah,
47 already. Disgusting. Fired. I'm not paying you anything.
Oh.
But yeah, we're getting close here. It's gonna happen sooner or later.
I mean, we're on the home stretch.
Time can't go backwards unless it does. So.
I mean, maybe it can in the game. Maybe time is always
You
going
know, I saw
backwards.
something interesting on Reddit. Somebody saying, and I've actually literally thought, and this is sad.
Oh.
He literally said, "What if something terrible happens to the world before No Man's Sky comes out?" And I was just thinking that recently. I'm like, what if I get in a car accident or something and I die like before No Man's Sky comes out? Not even thinking about my family. I'm like, no, not No Man's
You should see the dirty glow
I would
giving him.
die and I'd be like floating around and I'd be like, I didn't get to play
Gosh
No Man's Sky.
dang.
Yeah, it'd be like, no, don't even care about my wife and child who are now struggling to survive.
You guys will be okay because you'll have No Man's Sky.
Oh.
Gee, that's gonna pay the bills.
right.
and
He's
teach
right.
Melody how to use the potty.
Paying the bills.
Yeah, but
Bringing home the
I would just be
cash.
pissed if I died.
Gets up to heaven.
Wonderful,
God,
Ryan.
you have one wish That's it for the rest of the time. No Man's Sky, hands down, 100%.
No, you could even
Nothing
wish to
else.
come back to Earth. Be like, oh, I can get it 2 days sooner. What? I'm wishing for it
I
up
can
here.
get it 3 hours sooner.
We should, by the
Worth
way,
it.
that reminds me, you should help me send an official email to Hello Games, see if we can get a review copy.
Ooh.
That's right. We're going to do it.
We're
Most likely won't get one. but
my people gonna be talking to Sean's people.
PR department
We're talking right
on
now.
top of it.
I am chief editor and CEO of No Man's Sky Explorers PR department.
That's true. I appointed him that legally.
Legally binded document paying a salary of $0.00 per hour.
Oh no, you get a small, you get a couple dollars a month.
Oh.
Yeah, Patreon.
Oh.
Getting fancy now.
Woo!
I'm pretty sure there's some like child labor laws against this kind of stuff. I am only 5 years old. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't know that? Dylan's only 5. So yeah, I'm excited. Could you grab the other?
As I say, I think we have one more question.
Yeah, we do have one more question.
Yeah,
Let me grab that
just
super
to
quick.
warn everybody, we don't have a main discussion for today. Probably shouldn't have mentioned that earlier. We just have so much questions to answer and stuff. We decided that
It's been a crazy week as well, so
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of like...
Hasn't really been any new news.
Yeah,
coming
also
from the
no
game, so
no
this
news
is
segment
kinda more
either.
of
There's
a-
been a whole lot of nothing going on. So
God, Sean. So yeah, this is kind of more of just covering a lot of questions because we blew up this past week, which is awesome.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
we really love the support.
Trying to keep up with all the questions and everything.
It's fun doing it this way with all the questions.
It's fun
really
because you guys
enjoyable.
basically make our show and we don't have to do anything. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for that.
And then kind of for future reference too. I mean, I guess depending on how big we get, if we're getting a ridiculous influx of question, we're gonna probably just be pulling a lot of from what's kind of newer questions and things along
Yeah,
those
Mm-hmm.
but
lines.
so we're not there yet. So far, we're able to answer everyone's questions.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, let us know if we missed you or something. But I've been like writing them down and everything and copy and pasting them. So we're good for now. But we got so much bigger since the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty incredible. So yeah, watch out for that. We might get too big.
Too big for our britches.
But when we start our community page, people will be able to ask questions on there too in case they don't get answered here. So.
Well, there
Should
you
be
go.
wonderful.
Which would be awesome. So thanks to all you guys in advance who are going to help out answering questions on there. That's awesome.
All right, so we got a real
Ooh, I want to read this one.
nice and big one. Good old Ryan's gonna read it out.
Yeah, this is from Max Pierce on the Facebook page. He sent us quite a long thing here.
Read us a short story, small novel.
It is very
really
large.
impressive.
But there's multiple questions and things to discuss in here that we'll go over, and then we'll probably finish up after that. He says, I was just watching some of Cobra TV's videos, and I saw the Unbalanced Planet vid. It's about a month old, and I'm not sure if Sean responded to it or not. So if you need a refresher, basically because all the game is procedurally generated, it is possible to have Oasis planets that have all the materials and tech to need to break the game balance. On the flip side, I would expect to see the Void planets as well, where there may not even be enough materials to get off the planet. My question to you guys is, what would you do if you started on a Void or Oasis planet? Let's stop there. No, 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 no.
I think there's another no in there probably. This is actually a really good question. This is,
Now, we don't have definitive proof on this, but as a developer,
it's silly.
Sean's not stupid, and I'm saying that this is stupid. This is not going to be a thing. There will not be a perfect planet. There will be some planets with more rare materials on them, but I highly doubt there's going to be Oasis planets where you will have so many materials you can just break the game and go straight to the center or something like that. You'll definitely have some planets that are better for you in particular than others, but it's procedurally generated. And I've watched this Cobra TV video as well, and it upset me just a little bit the way it was worded. He mentioned procedural generation as if it was random, and we've talked about this before. Procedural generation is not random.
It is randomization within 2 limits.
Yes.
Yes, there is an infinite amount of possibilities within reason, basically within their reason. And this is not within their reason, as far as I'm aware of. So there is. He talks about it like it's fact, like you will absolutely find planets like this just because it's random, but it's not random. Just saying.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't make the game broken like that.
Exactly.
And Sean has said you're not going to ever be stuck on a
Exactly.
planet.
He's also
And
said
that's-
that.
I think we can take that as almost definitive proof.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
there could be Oasis planets. Do not get me wrong.
Right.
There's going to be planets that are way more well off, and you'll be able to get off the planet much faster and be more well off. No one's
Right.
going to be equal in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, but no one is going to be just like, well, yeah, you can't even get through step 1, so sorry. Figure something out. Call your buddy and get him over
Yeah,
here.
and you know what? They set up the procedure. I guarantee you, they set up the procedural generation so you cannot have a planet that's completely game breaking.
Yep.
And I don't mean to sound like rude when I say this because I don't dislike Cobra TV or anything. I just don't think that it's true at all. I think everyone here agrees
on
that.
Fair proof behind it.
So, I mean, yes, it's always a possibility because, we're only speculating, but I just don't think it'll happen. I think out of all the work they've put into this game, there's no way that they'd but it's all random, so there's a small chance that could happen. No, because it's not random.
If there is a small chance, it will happen to me. I promise you that. RNGesus hates
people
me.
need to remember that this is not a randomly generated game. It is a procedurally generated game. So that's how they're able to do what they do.
There is procedure in developing the game.
Yes.
There's a procedure that it follows.
It's only allowed to do certain things, and it cannot rebel, okay? It does what it's told to do.
Maybe the Atlas is its own AI.
It's self-aware.
Sean has built his own AI, and it is going to take over the world.
Wait. What if the AI built Sean?
All right, and the podcast is done. Thank you guys for listening. And if we're not back next week, they came for us. So
Sean knows.
Sean knows.
He can hear my thoughts. He was in my dreams last night.
Oh my god.
All right, let's continue. So yeah, I just want to debunk that right away because I don't think it's going to happen. So, just my opinion though. He says, my question to you guys... never mind. Okay, let's continue this. He says, my question to you guys is, what would you do if you started on a void or oasis planet? Would you kill yourself to spawn on a new planet if that is an option? That's another thing I can clarify. That is not an option. If you die on a planet, you respawn on the same planet.
Yep.
So, and I can go over that real quick on what happens. And Sean has said this multiple times in multiple interviews. And this is just, I'm not saying this to sound condescending. I'm saying it just for people that don't know it, so everybody knows it.
Because Ryan's put
and because I'm
unbelievable hours into watching everything
and
about
I want to
this
make
game.
sure everyone's educated on what the game is. If you die on a planet, you respawn on the planet, and you lose all of your discoveries and things that you found up to the last time that you saved. By the way, there are indeed save points in this game where you literally save. Okay? So that's what you lose if you die on a planet. If you die in space, you lose your ship permanently, and you have to buy a new ship. And I don't know if you respawn at the space... I think you respawn at the space station.
I'm assuming there's probably ways of making money, or you're just given a cheap loaner ship or something
yeah,
like that.
Another way, I think Sean may have mentioned that you get like a life pod is what he might call it.
Okay.
It's a ship that only can stay within possibly that solar system or just one planet. And you have to upgrade it to leave the planet again. Kind of start over from scratch. Also, if you die in mid-atmosphere, you will respawn next to the remains of your ship on the planet surface. So it's another thing that can happen, and Sean has mentioned that's a thing as well. And you'll have to, once again, get a new ship. So, yes, just to clarify that. You mentioned not wanting to use the pre-order code, but would spawning on an Oasis planet be the same thing in your mind? If there was a real thing, no. Because if it was intended to be in the game, it's not game-breaking to me.
Agreed.
It was meant to be that way.
I think this game is going to be... I'm not going to say this game is perfect, because no game is ever going to be perfect. But this game, the amount of time and the amount of thought they've put into darn near everything in this game is going to be really clean, I think. It's going to be really polished, and I don't think anything is going to be quote-unquote game-breaking. Some people may consider it game-breaking, I guess, but I think that...
The point of the matter is that this game is a single-player game.
Exactly.
So game-breaking doesn't necessarily apply.
Exactly. I think a lot of people are hyping it way too much of being a quote-unquote multiplayer game. Guys, this isn't No Man's Sky Team Deathmatch, alright? As much as I want it. No.
I don't consider, like, when people talk about Skyrim and they're like, oh, I got this game-breaking weapon. No, you didn't. You got a weapon that is meant to be powerful.
Yeah.
It's a single-player game.
Weapon. Yeah.
Like, it's not... There's no balance issues because there is no balance because it's a single-player game. You're not balancing with other players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can find other players, possibly, but...
Yeah, but I mean... Yeah, so I guess that's my opinion on that. But
yeah.
And then he says in quotations, Cobra TV, also started talking about play styles. He says, this is a very exploration-based game, and I do plan on getting to the center, but I'm also a big builder. I love Minecraft. I know I want to see base building added at some point, because after I get to the center, I'm pretty sure my next objective is to find a solar system and colonize it, and have my friends and possibly other community members meet. So let's talk about base building real quick. It's not in the game right now. It's not going to be in the game at release as far as we're aware of.
Yep.
unless suddenly Sean lied to us and adding base building.
NPC.
So yeah, and I'm a big fan of Minecraft. I put thousands of hours in that game, so I completely understand. I've been a backer since alpha. I paid like $3 for it back in the day before it became super huge. I'm so hipster. And I bought like the PS4 version, the 360 version, the Microsoft 10 version, the Windows 10 version.
You have it on your iPad, which we
iPad.
played the day after our daughter was born in the hospital.
We played multiplayer in the hospital together.
On our little
That's
iPad and
actually really
iPod.
cute. That's actually really cute.
So I totally understand what you mean by base building and stuff. I don't know if this game will ever have base building in it. Maybe eventually.
I don't feel like that's the point of this game.
I don't think it
agree
fits
with
the
that.
game very well. I agree. I understand how it's something that you'd like to see in this game. Don't know if it's going to make the cut. It depends on how they implement it.
I guess I don't personally think that this isn't what the game is about, is settling down and finding a wife, having a couple kids on a home planet. Like, you're not really setting on one planet. That's not the point of the game. The game is literally to explore this extremely vast universe.
Right. But I can understand the wanting to have a solar system to like have for a community and stuff, because we're probably going to do that.
I totally understand that. I agree with that as well, but it's just, I guess for me, it's that's not what the game's going to be.
Yeah.
And I think, I guess not unfortunately, but unfortunately at the same time, for some people that's what they want the game to be. They want to be able to, like, I guess, treat it like Minecraft and build and everything.
Right.
It would be cool too.
It would be super cool. And I mean, there is crafting and and things like that in the game, but I don't know how far that's going to take it. And I know Sean has definitively said that he wants it to be a game of constantly exploring. So I think
one
that's
planet
kind
to
of
the next.
exactly.
He wants you to always feel like you need to keep exploring.
Moving. Exactly.
So
I think I highly doubt it would be in the game.
Maybe it'll be added in the future.
In the future, yeah.
Maybe.
I could see that.
I know Sean's going to be taking suggestions from the community from the most like wanted features. So maybe that'll show up. But I think once people play the game through, they're going to realize what features they actually do want in the game once they understand the game better.
Hopefully in DLC pack 1 or maybe 2, we'll probably see that come from DLC.
He says, my thought is to organically grow a space hub. And if they did do base building, I'd want them to do preset base building. I wouldn't want like voxel base building where you like put blocks on things. I'd want them to have like pick out of 3 types of space stations and then you can gather materials and upgrade them one step at a time. I'd rather have more structured base building.
Would you want something similar to Rust?
No.
So not even that. Not even
I would
more
want,
advanced than that.
I would just want structured, not advanced, not complicated. I want
something where you don't have to spend your time trying to figure out how you're going to build this.
Right. Instead like here's a couple preset options.
You can just have this base in this area. This
type of base fits this many things, and you can upgrade it to have this many things, and these are the materials
I
required.
would agree with that.
Better.
I think that would fit the game better.
Yeah. So you're not like.
Because I think like building like things voxel based and things like that aren't going to fit the game right with the way the graphics are, and it'll just look weird and kind of
take too much time. People will become more.
I think it would just look out of place and bad if you were able to build stuff like that with the art style of the game. And I think preset stuff that the art team made will look way better.
That would be really cool
in my
to see
opinion.
what they.
That's just me though.
Okay, that's probably what it's going to end up being.
If they do add that, I think that's what they're going to do. In MMOs, you are plopped down into a city/hub right off the bat, but in this, we all are separated, and I think it'd be cool to grow that hub that everyone knows or can get to. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm definitely on the same page with you on this one, where I would really like to. Again, this is kind of like what Ryan and I have been talking about of possibly meeting up. Who knows? Maybe we could meet up with a bunch of people from the community, and from the group and everything, and get 20 people, and then go build a raiding team and control a portion of the galaxy and create our empire and take over the rest of the galaxy. It could happen. It's definitely going to happen. I'm already the emperor of the universe, so bow down, I guess, is the... No, I'm kidding. But I think it would be nice to kind of maybe have a little group meetup or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Which I'm sure will happen.
Definitely.
Also, he says, I'm also less of a fighter type, so I would want my friends around because that is their style of play. So if I could build a base and to the research part and build them better weapons and ships, it would feel like we are actually fulfilling our internal roles as players. They protect me while I build them bigger and better stuff. Does that sound like a good endgame goal? What will you guys do after you get to the center?
I like that goal, or that kind of thing.
A community,
first of all, that you're all helping each other with your strengths. I like that because I'm not the combat type either.
That could also feed into like a preset space station, and then if you have certain people bringing certain minerals, and It'd be
trade
more. It would
routes
be
between
beneficial
people.
to have an explorer ship to go out and be able to jump faster to grab different rare materials from places
that's
nearby.
actually
Yeah,
a
that
good
would be
point.
really.
And it'd be beneficial to have people with large cargo spaces to start actively trading between your space station and others to grow your economy. So yeah, that'd be a really cool idea. It would probably be a while till it was implemented if it was.
Agreed.
That
I
would
don't
be
think it's going to
fun.
be in there at the beginning of the game.
But it would definitely be fun.
Yeah, I think the possibility of the multiplayer could definitely grow if people are really, really looking for it.
Right.
But I think at the beginning, things like that are definitely not going to be in there. This again, like we said
Yeah.
before, it's definitely meant to be a single player game.
And we're not like saying like it's law, like they're not going to be in the game. We're just trying to, from what we know, it just makes sense that it wouldn't be.
This
there.
is the most realistic.
Yeah.
Sean came to Ryan in his dreams.
Yes,
This is gospel.
and-
This is
Oh,
what
Lord.
is happening.
It is truth.
This is
truth.
truth.
And then he says, "What will you guys do after you get to the center?" Most likely, quit my life.
Yeah.
It depends on what happens at the center.
There's going to be something at
Yeah.
the center that's going to...
I feel like there might be an assumption that once you get to the center, you just leave the center. But I think there's going to be something big that happens in the center that's going to make you do something else. So you're not going to be like, okay, I made it to the center. Time to go do whatever I want now. Like, my main objective is done. I think there's going to be a new objective
Mm-hmm.
that's going to make you want to move on again.
Yeah.
I agree.
So-
Something big.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a hard question to answer because we really don't know what's at the center. If it's what we think it is, we might want to start exploring a new galaxy.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, like you had said, I think you said this in previous podcasts before, but like some people are going to make it to the center of the universe and they can put down the game and be done and be
Right,
happy.
because
And that is
that's
their
like a
game.
lot of hours
Yeah.
of playtime. So.
And they can be 100% content and perfectly fine and see that as their end game. But then for other people, they will see it as just the beginning of the game. And
I'm an end game kind of guy. Like when I play Diablo, like
you are
leveling
an
up
endgame
means
kinda guy.
nothing to me. It's once I get to the end game and I start getting the rare gear is when the game really starts.
Yeah.
So I'm that kind of person that once I get to the center, I'm gonna want to continue
Same.
with what's going on. So
I agree with that.
He also says, let me see the last part he says. He says, "P.S. I apologize for some of the misspellings. That is okay. I made it through. I didn't die." So
I'm god awful at spelling and writing things out, so don't feel bad about it. You are a-okay, friend. We are perfectly fine.
how much time we got?
Let me give it a
Because
let me
I
give
think
it a
I
there-
good
think we've
look.
gone over an hour by now.
Oh,
That's okay.
Most likely. I think we're
We-
sitting an hour and 15.
Okay, there is one more question I want to grab on the Facebook page.
Oh, let me see if
I
I
think
can grab it.
Knife Fight Academy added a new post recently.
Oh yeah, that sounds like I'm pretty sure you're right.
I believe that was the one where we had the
Joshua.
the
When
three
did he post
questions.
that?
That
May
was yesterday, technically, but
Oh.
today,
10th?
quote unquote. I think we pulled all
Maybe
of
I think we grabbed everything.
it. Let me give it a quick rundown and make sure that we did. I think.
Man, we rock.
I think we covered pretty much all the questions that we got since the last one. But we really appreciate all the feedback. That's been huge. I mean,
Yeah.
from a couple reviews and a couple of questions the first week to a huge influx of messages and reviews and posts on the Facebook
And
page.
do not forget that all because you posted once doesn't mean we want you to stop.
Never post
Please
again.
come back.
Nope. No, seriously, please continue. We
Yeah,
want to.
I'd like to try to
this
get-
community.
Yeah, a question from somebody every week. Like Knife Fight Academy posted another thing right before he knew we were gonna start recording, so we appreciate that. And I'm sure there's a couple other people that did as well. I just wasn't that observant. But we really, really appreciate it because we wouldn't be doing anything if it wasn't for you guys helping us out. So
Appreciate the
that
community.
is the point of the podcast. So we appreciate everybody coming together and help us out.
Yeah, and I mean, be sure to we won't say no if you want to tell everybody else, about us. Post on the Reddit, post on different other pages, post wherever. Just tell everybody.
We are
and
only
anyone.
as good as you guys make us.
Exactly.
So like, and you got to understand that we are a super small podcast compared to some other people out there. So whenever you guys go out of your way to say that we exist to somebody else, we get a huge influx of people coming in when you do that.
If it's one
So-
person or if it's 10 people or 100
Right.
people, it's honestly huge. We
Yep. Like some
really,
people
really
gave us some
appreciate
Twitter
it.
shout outs and stuff, and we got so many views like that one day when people did that. And so any type of sharing you guys have, we really, really appreciate it.
It's awesome. We love hearing what you guys have to say.
Would you be able to grab the end of that paper over there? I want to make sure I cover everything for the end of the show here.
Facebook, Patreon, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube.
Okay, so
Don't forget Twitter.
yeah.
Seriously,
All of our
come
social
follow
media.
with me on Twitter or do whatever you do on Twitter.
Yeah,
on
so
there, 'cause I
as
don't
we end the
know
show here,
stuff.
follow us on Twitter, please. We do have a Twitter now, so you can find
What
us.
do I post on there? Because I don't know what to do yet.
Basically, I think for our Twitter, it's going to be very similar to our Facebook, just another social media point.
Do they ask
of-
questions?
You can ask questions
can-
wherever you can find us.
Do they take pictures? I don't
Anything
know.
you want to just throw our way, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, anything like that. I think Twitter can pretty much function as another
You can
social media
ask
form
us
like
questions.
Facebook.
You can ask us questions through any social media we have, including YouTube, or even through reviews, which a lot of people do.
Mhm.
So once again, give us reviews on iTunes. We really appreciate it, and that includes like comments on YouTube and likes on YouTube and stuff like that. Subscribe to YouTube, please. And yeah, we really appreciate the reviews, especially on iTunes, because the more reviews we have, the higher we'll pop up when people search for No Man's Sky. We're already like right on the main list when you pull us up, but we want to be right on top eventually someday. So we're still at 4.5 average for stars, so we really appreciate everybody coming through and giving us reviews, so keep it going. Go on to Facebook, ask us questions. If you guys just want discussion topics, you can put it there as well. What else we got? Patreon. We got a couple Patreon supporters already, so you guys are so generous. Thank you so much. If anybody else wants to support us on Patreon, go for it. Once again, not a necessity. We just appreciate anything you guys are willing to... Oops. My computer's going off.
Oh god.
That means we went over the time of our last episode.
Oh gosh.
It's not done recording,
It's
don't
just
worry.
yeah, no, we're fine. That's actually pretty funny.
Hey,
I forgot to move that.
With the Twitter though, if you do come and find us, it's a little. Our name's a little different on Twitter. You can find us at Explorers No Man's Sky. It's actually just abbreviated, so at Explorers NMS. So come follow us on there. I like to throw up the good old videos on YouTube, and I know that's a huge way of seeing it. So come.
Can we just
give
huge
us a like
shout
and a
out to our
comment.
YouTube?
Seriously,
community.
that's
Yeah.
huge. 500 and I think it was 575.
We got
when I
more
checked
views
it.
on
Oh,
YouTube in
gosh.
1 week than we've had
Ridiculous.
any amount of listens like on anything else.
in
So
the
thank
past
you
3
guys.
weeks of doing that. So
Yeah.
that was huge. Really, holy cow.
And
that
if
felt
you guys
so good.
listen to us and comment and subscribe on YouTube, we'll pop up faster when people search for us on YouTube, which is going to help a lot. So
Give us a like, comment. Love the subscribe. 62 subscribers in a week. That's actually from going from something that we hadn't even thrown up on YouTube yet to 62 subscribers. That's insane.
yes,
Super
so
awesome.
Thanks
really
for that.
appreciate
We
that.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Man, we're just going on and on now. Sorry.
Just come love us in every way you can. We just want your love. That's all we.
We
just
need-
We'll love
we
you
need
back,
your
we promise.
attention. No,
but yeah.
we really appreciate it.
Join
Thank
the
you guys so
community.
Thank
much.
you.
Join the
Yeah.
community. We like to answer the questions. So
And don't feel like any question that you're trying to ask or something like that is stupid or something or anything like that, because we'll answer it. We'll give you even if it's just a quick like, oh yeah, but we've talked about this before, but blah blah blah.
yeah, small
We'll give you-
questions too. If you guys just
anything.
don't know if something, we can answer it for you. So
And questions about us. It doesn't have to be about the game. This is a community. Ask away, guys. Literally anything and everything. So give us.
yes,
give
I
us
am.
anything.
I am a 10 out of 10. Thank you for
This
that.
is true. This is very true. I can confirm, 100%. Most
God.
beautiful man,
I'm
2017.
getting too tired.
Yeah, it's getting late. I think we're gonna probably wrap it up here then, guys. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank
again.
you guys.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you next week.
Peace out,
Adios.
guys.
Bye.